Well, this is the I don't even know what time it is. It's still not light out yet. Let's see. 5:39 in the morning. So, this is the morning of the day 10 of my fast. And, in the ancient text that we have in the Bible, it says that God made the evening and the morning the first day. So the evening and the morning are considered the first day. And so this is this is the morning. And so after I drank that bottle of hot and spicy V8, I went to sleep. Sleep came upon me. It did. It just came upon me. It was still daytime. And then I woke up and it was the evening. And then I drank the other bottle that I had previously. I put that one in the garbage. But I think it was smaller in this one. A little bit smaller. And I got that one from Dollar General, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Dollar General. And it wasn't hot and spicy because you gotta go to Walmart to get the hot and spicy. But I added Texas Pete to it. I drank a little bit of it, and I mean, it tasted all right, but I made room for some Texas Pete, so put Texas Pete hot sauce in there and mixed it up, shook it up, and then drank that down ferociously. Because look, I'm at day 10 of a fast, so. But now what I'm doing is, let's see, I guess I'm finding out where my camera is on this front-facing phone here. It's up at the top. It's like, I got my finger up here. Where is that thing at then? Camera's like way up high. It's over here somewhere. Well, anyway, I don't know where the camera is on the front-facing phone, but it's up on the left-hand side, up way high. But I got this bottle here of spring water too, and I put that in the refrigerator because I've only been drinking tap water out of my own well, and I wanted to know if spring water tasted any different, because when we built my mom's house, a log cabin here in Zephyrhills, which she's dead, somebody else owns it now, but I put this in the refrigerator, so this is cold, colder than what it comes out of my tap is. I just want to see if it tastes any different. But my mom's water tasted really, really good. And they make they bottle water here in Zephyrhills, and they get it from Crystal Springs, the spring that I used to go swimming in when I was a kid. And I talked about that a little bit a long time ago, and that was good water, man. You jump in there, it was cold. We used to jump off the dock, the bridge, and then a little walk bridge, that they had at the actual park in Crystal Springs, called Crystal Springs Park, and jump off there, that bridge, and then swim all the way to the other side, because that's how you get used to the water. It's so cold. Couldn't go in slow. That guy that comes here to visit sometimes, see, he knew about that. Sometimes he tells stories. It seems like he took them from me. Like, I don't think, because I told him last time he was here, I said, man, you stole my story. To tell you the truth, it's so eerie sometimes that I wonder if He is who he says he is. The other guy that was here, the last guy that lives here, Jim Alcorn, he, one time he started busting everything up because he was looking for his cigarettes. He got angry. He was drunk. And he said to me, "You've always been an asshole." And I ain't never been an asshole like to him. Like, I very, very helpful to him, man. I got a foot massager and water thing. You know, you put Epsom salt in it, and it vibrates, and you put hot water in it because he had some feet problems. I did that for him. I let him use I did a lot. Let him use my Epsom salt. Did a lot for him, and he was homeless. I mean, he had a paycheck though. He was ex-military. Army Reserve, retired, so he got Social Security and a check. But he but he's an alcoholic though. And anyway, I had to when he said, I was suspected that he was trying to kill my dogs, because he's the one. I was letting him live for a while in the camper out back, and the ground up glass was in the camper. And then he started cutting in cans and everything, and getting little metal shavings. I got some in my sock, and I told him, "My dogs better not ever eat that stuff. I'll kill you." I had my gun, man. I told him I'd kill him. I said, "No questions asked. I will kill you. I'll put a slug right in between your eyes." But see, that could be what you call evil surmising. And the Bible says not to do that. Apostle Paul did. This is a picture, see, on TV. See, it says video pause, continue watching. So I don't know what I've been listening to, or what that was when it went on pause. I think this is something new. It does that sometimes when it goes on to a new video. It'll pause it if I haven't did anything for it to recognize that there's still somebody watching. You know what? That looks like there goes Boom. Boom walking by. There's a where is he? Where is he? Anyway, the train's going by. I think that's why Sport was barking a little bit. But anyway, look, I see what looks like a woman down in the middle there, laying down. I don't know what's going on here, but I want to find out. But before I do that, I just want to say that I was dreaming again. Now I'm pretty much fairly convinced. I declare. I declare. This is what I'm going to declare. I declare it now. I declare that I do believe. I'm in another life. I'm delivering. I'm studying the Buddha, and I'm working as a delivery person for underwear. And nothing else, just underwear. Like underwear for your pants and t-shirts. That's it. Just underwear. And I was delivering, and before I woke up, I was doing something like trying to get rid of some. I'm not saying it was evidence of something I did wrong or anything, but some kind of stuff that had to be cleaned away or something. And the person who was I remember I woke up briefly, and what was playing was some of the lessons of the Buddha, and one of them was about this person named Angular, or something like that, Angular, and and he was a highway bandit, and I mean, this water does taste good. I'll put some cold water out of my tap, and then I'll see if it tastes any different. You know, like I said, I haven't been drinking cold water. Just tap water. And it ain't hot, but it's not cold either. And I keep my refrigerator down, you know, like, don't freeze stuff, but it's pretty cold, like down about 30. I know freezing is 32, but I have it at about 30, maybe 33 or something, you know. And so anyway, I was thinking, you know, it wasn't until I woke up that I realized what this substance must be hydrogen peroxide. But what I thought it was at first was muriatic acid. But it couldn't have been muriatic acid, because muriatic acid, you can tell, if you breathe that stuff in, it'll burn your lungs, just the smell of it. Fumes in the air. Because, you know, I used that early on, you know, cleaning my dad's boat, and the barnacle off the boat. And because, you know, it's a speedboat, but it still gets stuff on it. And then cleaning my swimming pool, I used muriatic acid when I used to have one. And anyway, so I know what muriatic acid is. But you gotta be careful with it. Get it in your skin, it'll burn you bad. And quick too. And you know, and don't get it in your eyes unless you want to go blind. But some reason I was thinking it was muriatic acid that I was using. And like in this theater, on a chair, and I dripped some down where the blood was, and it seemed to me that the blood was a recollection from when I went to Walmart to get the dog's chicken. And, you know, I tell you, I buy these bags of chicken, 10-pound bags of chicken for him. Give him one every day. And so I put the chicken in the buggy, and then I stopped, you know, and came back to my buggy. I left the buggy on the outside of the aisle, you know, and then I walked over to get the salt. I needed to get some salt because I thought I couldn't find any salt. And I was thinking, you know, if I just keep drinking water, I heard Darius J. Wright say that he mixed a little salt with his water sometimes when he was fasting. And so I thought I should get some salt. And anyway, so I came back to my buggy, and it had dripped the juice from the bag, which is like, you know, a mixture of blood and water and whatever other kind of juice is embedded in the meat, you know, portions that they cut off the chicken when they butcher it. And it was in the bag, and it was dripping. So I went and I told the guy, I said, hey, look, man, I got a bag in here that's dripping. Dripped on the floor here, and I know this stuff stinks. Because where they keep it, you know, when you open up the you know, the door, the glass door to the chicken, you can smell it if they don't clean it, and the blood stays in there, that liquid substance, it stinks. And I've had a leak in my refrigerator before, and I have a refrigerator in the garage that I keep the chicken in because my freezer can't hold like can't hold 10 bags of chicken. So I put it in the freezer of the other refrigerator in the garage, and and it's got a little drippage in it. It's frozen. It's in the freezer though, and I have to clean it now. And anyway, I just thought I didn't really want to get bags that have leaks in them. And I got to clean up the mess. Plus, I don't put it in the cab of my truck no more. In case of leaks and get some of the carpet in my truck, you know. I'll put it in the back of the truck. It's a good thing I got a truck. A steel bed. And so anyway, I think somehow I'm making in my mind I'm making an assimilation and a procession of the recollection of that memory of the blood. Yeah, that's what kind of seems familiar to in my dream, but yet it was in a whole different context, you know. And I was thinking about this guy, Aguilar. You know, he cut people's fingers off and save them. He wanted to kill 1,000. It was his dream to kill 1,000 people, but he met the Buddha. He seen the Buddha from a distance. The Buddha didn't stop. He knew about this guy, this bandit. You know, who everybody feared because he killed people and wanted to kill people. But and cut their fingers off and stuff. But he knew that guy was there, but it didn't deter the Buddha. The Buddha, you know, he had already been, you know, kicked and beat up when he was fasting, emaciated and everything out there in the India desert, you know. And the kids, and he said he had no compunction to defend himself or fight back, and he had no hatred or no anger toward them, you know. In his process of becoming enlightened and becoming non-violent, and you know, I was listening to this story and to the teachings of the Buddha as I'm sleeping. It comes on, you know, Google, YouTube, you know, does this. I mean, it will feed me certain things. Like if I'm listening to music, it'll feed me just music, you know. And if I'm listening to, you know, stuff like the teachings of the Buddha or something. I wasn't actually listening to the teachings of the Buddha, but I guess it knows that I like it or something. But anyway, I was actually listening to this thing. I don't know if it was, you know, Hermes or you know, Hermetics, or which I actually consciously want to listen to more of that because or I don't know what it was, but when they're talking about Jesus, you know, Jesus, they say he you know, he spent time. He only had like a few years in Jerusalem and surrounding area, you know, before he died, you know, teaching. And he had a big, you know, I mean, of course, and he was 33 when he was crucified. He had a few years that he came back from learning from the Buddha. You know, the Buddha is 500 years, you know, before Jesus, and they have records of him in India, and that's where the Buddha was. And so something about you know, Jesus you know, learned a lot of stuff over there. And so So anyway, there's just a lot of stuff that is involved in your dream life. And part of my conscious hearing, like a dog, for example, when they're sleeping, they still, like, you see, like, maybe in the cartoon, like, I remember there used to be this cartoon, like a dog would be sleeping, and then, he'd sleep with one eye open, or there might be a pirate, he sleeps with one eye open. Well, I don't know, that could be true, but maybe they actually seen somebody actually do that or something, maybe that's where they got the idea. But the point is that you can still, like, hear stuff in your sleep, and your mind can still assimilate it. And so that's why, I either go to sleep, sometimes I silence myself and meditate when I go to sleep, but sometimes I don't, and I just listen to something and fall asleep to it. And so anyway, I drop in this liquid substance down to where I'm just gonna say the blood spilled, and I don't know why it's associated with this angular guy, but connection is fuzzy. The connection is fuzzy, but it is what it is. And so let's see what I was playing. Like, well, you know what? I don't know where the remote control is. Oh, no, that ain't it. I don't know where the remote control is, so I guess I can't turn TV on, find out what that is. So anyway, but yeah. Anyway, the point of this one here is that I declare that it seems so real to me, unless there's just a lot I don't know about sleep. I know I got that book on consciousness recently because that lady was talking about sleep, I don't know. It is a big study. Anaka Harris. I don't know. See right here. Anaka Harris. I haven't read it yet or anything, but I don't know. They say your subconscious kind of dictates. Anyway, look. God made evening and day, and that's the first day. Your day starts with your sleep. No. I don't know if you're here. It's strange in the early morning, you hear certain noises. But, when I woke up, I heard my dogs. I heard one dog going, ooh. My dog's making a noise like that, They dream, and they camp around me like guardian angels. They do. I seen a real cute picture one time, and never forget it. A Mastiff, because my dogs are all part Mastiff. Charlie was a English Mastiff, full. These dogs here, they're 3/4 Mastiff. Most of them, or half. Goldie and Black, and not Blackie, but Ripley. They're half Mastiff, and because they're from Charlie and Rogue, and the rest of them are 3/4 Mastiff, except for Sport. He's not from Charlie. He was Steve Marshall's dad's dog. I rescued him in the collapse of the Marshall family. Well, Steve Steve was living in Japan and on a boat and everything. The magician. He's a magician and all. Yeah. He spends most of his time on a boat, cruise boat, or different places he goes. You know, he goes around the world. But he lives in Japan. You know, his wife and everything. Kids are all from Japan. But anyway, so I do declare that I believe it appears to me that in another realm, I'm delivering underwear to people, you know, and I had to clean up some messes, and the muriatic acid. I mean, it wasn't muriatic acid though, and because I got the liquid on my hand, and it didn't burn my hands up or nothing. And I had to go. I went through the factory, you know, back to my area, back to the area where they unloaded the underwear at a dock. I had to go back there for some reason. I can't remember in my dream, but I had the liquid on my hand. I washed it off, and it didn't burn my hand up. And I realized, but it fizzled where I was, where I used this liquid to clean. It seemed like I dripped it out of a dropper or something. It just dripped it. It worked really good, whatever it was. It seemed like hydrogen peroxide though, because hydrogen peroxide you get it on bodily fluid or blood or piss or something like that. You know, it'll bubble up. You know, it fizzes up. Like I use it. I rinse it and get it in my teeth and everything. It's good to keep your teeth white, and plus it fuzzles and fizzes. You know, I can put it in my ears. And I can hear it. I can hear it. It's pretty cool, you know. And yeah, I use hydrogen peroxide and tea tree oil and alcohol, you know, sometimes on my skin. But my mom used to use hydrogen peroxide to get the blood out of her white uniforms, you know. And you can get blood on her. She, you know, wore white, you know, in the hospital, and get blood on her outfit, you know, and get it out with hydrogen peroxide before she washed it. The hydrogen peroxide will take the stain out, you know, the blood stain, whereas regular detergent, you know, might not get it out. And anyway, that's it, you know. You know, look, the evening and the morning is the first day. It starts. You start your life in your sleep. All right. So I'm just saying, you know, I pay attention to my dreams, and I can't help it. They're real. They're pretty real to me. Like I told you, I learned stuff in my dreams. You know, like I learned how to fly an airplane one time in my dreams. I remember the guy telling me, and he's actually a guy that I know. And he told me in one of my dreams. He said I was asking him like, what's the problem? He said, man, the problem is in the intake. You know, he said the whole problem is in the intake, and almost as if the intake is the primary dynamic you have to consider in the process of the system that you need to understand when you're flying an airplane, the motor, you know, and the combustion and everything, you know. You gotta have good intake. If you don't have good intake, you can't have any good output. And that's so it is with life too. If you don't have a good intake, you ain't gonna have a good output. See? And if you're up in the sky, it depends on you. You better make sure your mechanism and your system and your dynamics are all, you know, beaten in time and hitting hard. But the evening and the morning is the first day, and I'm in my other life, I guess I'll call it. I don't know if I'm in India or what, I can hear my stomach churning, making noises. But I'm delivering underwear. And okay, I remember when I was like sleeping, or halfway awake or something, there's something says, when you make the inner and the outer one, you'll enter the kingdom, or something like that. You know, and my life is a process of, and that's what atonement means, like in the Bible. You know, at one meant. Atonement, it's also at one meant. That's how you spell it, and that's a good way to know it. It's at one meant, or atonement. Atonement is usually in reference to blood. Atonement for sin, you know, is blood. Blood of life is in the blood, and they used to sacrifice animals. You know. Anyway, I'm just saying. Okay, I think I'm delivering underwear. And I'm learning from the Buddha. So now I understand I need to give more concentration. I mean, my dad, I was thinking, was learning from the Buddha. Now I gotta learn more from the Buddha. I learned a lot from Jesus, you know. And Jesus, I think, might have learned from the Buddha. Now I gotta learn a little bit from the Buddha. All right, bye.